Good day! My name is Ryan Ardihapa. With my partner Jamaica Trinidad, we will demonstrate how to prepare choux and puff pastries. But first, what is pastry? Choux pastry and puff pastry. Pastries are baked products made of high proportion of fat to flour with little amount of liquid. Fillings and toppings are added to pastries to impart flavor and make varieties of pastries. Choux pastry is a light pastry dough that is cooked before baking. The dough is made of water, butter, flour, and eggs. It is leavened by steam that is trapped inside, causing the pastry to expand and form a hollow shape. The space inside can be filled with creams. Puff pastry is made of rich dough and contains no yeast. It is a very light and flaky pastry made from rolled-in dough and leavened by steam. It is important to use the correct ingredients and the right pastry making techniques to make a good puff pastry. The main ingredients are flour, water, salt, dough fat, and fat. Now, let's watch how to make pate at choux with cheese, one of the sample recipe in making choux and puff pastries.
Good day everyone, I am Jamaica Trinidad and today I will demonstrate how to make a pate or the cheese puff bread. The needed ingredients are water, fresh milk, flour, eggs, salt, sugar, cheese, and butter. And of course, the needed tools and equipment are measuring cups, knife, wooden spoon, pan, mixing bowl, tray, stove, and oven.
Place 1/2 cup water, 1/2 cup fresh milk, 1 stick unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon salt in a medium pot and cook over low heat until the butter is melted and the liquid is simmering. We start by heating up the butter and water for various reasons. First of all, the butter has to melt, or we won't be able to mix it through evenly. You might end up with lumps of butter. Also, the soft butter softens the overall dough consistency. When it cools down again, it will contribute to its firmness. Second of all, we need that heat to cook the flour in the next step. Add 1 1/4 cup all-purpose flour all at once, stirring over low heat until the dough forms a ball. Once the butter and water are nice and warm, it's time to add the flour. Just about all recipes, add all at once and stir quickly. You should continue stirring until the flour and water and butter mixture form a nice ball. It should not puddle and that ball should still be soft and flexible. During this step, you accomplish an important step of choux pastry making. You cook the flour. The starch in the flour needs to gelatinize. When flour and hot water are mixed, the starch granules within the flour will absorb water and ultimately swell and possibly explode. This releases starch molecules and is what thickens the mixture here. You need enough heat for this to happen. This is similar to what happens when using flour to thicken the filling in a pie or when making a sauce. It is important not to stir the mixture for a lot longer than after it has formed the ball-like consistency. If you continue stirring and heating, the binding power of the starch can go down. Why not merge step 1 and 2? Technically, it is possible to add the butter, water, and flour to a pan and heat and stir them all together from the beginning. For smaller quantities especially, your pate rolls can still come out perfectly fine. However, it is a lot more of a hassle. You need to be more careful not to get lumps or not to burn the mixture. So why doesn't the method really matter that much? Well, the main purpose of this treatment is to melt the butter, heat the flour, gelatinize the flour and form a thick paste. Whether you do that by heating on the fire or preheating liquid doesn't really matter. As long as you mix everything homogeneously and don't burn anything, the science stays the same. Step 4. Transfer the mixture to a large mixing bowl. Let it cool. Add 5 eggs, one at a time, allowing each one to fully incorporate in before adding the next. Choux pastry is made of 4 ingredients, and each of these has a clear role in the recipe. The water is required to make a flexible dough. The butter serves to give the dough a rich feel and flavor. If no butter would be added, the choux would have more of a bread-like consistency. The flour gives structure to the final bun. The reason eggs are added are various. First of all, it adds extra moisture to the mixture and makes it more flexible. It needs flexibility to expand. Second of all, the proteins will form a sturdy structure when heated. This will support the airy shape of the Pate rolls. Third, eggs contain fat and prevent the puff from becoming dry. Add 1/3 cup shredded Parmesan cheese. Stir until it becomes paste that holds a peak. Put parchment paper in the baking pan. Pipe the mixture onto baking pan. Keep in mind that this will puff up and expand quite a bit as they bake, so you need to give them some space. Top with more Parmesan cheese. For the last step, bake at 190 Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes or until puffy and lightly brown on the bottoms. During baking, the dough is converted into a light and airy puff. The dough is flexible and contains a lot of water. Because the flour has already firmed up during gelatinization, it won't break but expand because of all the evaporation of moisture inside the puff. Can you feel choux pastry? Yes! You may notice when you take a bite that these are hollow in the center. That is the magic of baking. And one of the things that makes this cheese puff so impossibly light and airy. It also makes for a perfect little hidey hole to fill with something delicious.